Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you following this broadcast from. In a pleasant welcome to Real Talk Liberia. With me, David Garson Siwalu. Real Talk Liberia is an interactive discussion that look at issues of major concern. This is where we unpack real issues. This is where we ask hard questions. And this is where we explore honest solution for a better nation, which is Liberia. I'm your host, David Siwalu, and today we are diving deep into the responsibility of the Liberian government and its citizens in upholding the peace, unity, the rule of law, and national progress. Why are we talking about this today on the platform? We saw the reason to bring this out due to the manner and form in which we are seeing the country going, how citizens are responding to government, how government is responding to citizens. And with that, we think that there is a need that we reach out and have our own say and educate both the citizenry and that of the government of the Republic of Liberia as to how to go about doing whatever it is that they are doing. So if you are just following us live, I would like to say a pleasant welcome to you. Stay tuned to Image TV on the program Real Talk Liberia, and let's have a real conversation about our country because this too is Liberia, and no one can come from anywhere to make this country a better one. If Liberia should be a better one, it depends on me, it depends on you, it depends on the government and every other person within this country to make Liberia a better nation. So if we do not put our feet down and try to speak where we need to speak, definitely we will sit and watch our country heading on a path that it should not be heading on. So, folks, once again, wherever you are, however you join this platform, I would like to say a pleasant welcome to you. Welcome to the program Real Talk Liberia with me, David Siwalu, issue of major concern. And like I said earlier, on today's edition of the program, we will be discussing the responsibility of the government and its citizens when it comes to upholding peace, upholding unity, upholding the rule of law, and national progress. So we will start with the basic, and that is peace and unity. These two values are not just moral ideas. And when I'm talking about peace and unity, they are not just moral ideas. They are the foundation of a functioning society. And in Liberia, a nation with a history of conflicts, peace is both a gift and a responsibility. Based on what we have experienced in this country, based on where we have come from, based on all of the conflicts that we have experienced as a nation and as citizens, peace, we should look at the issue of peace as a gift to our nation. And we all know what gift is. Gift is something that is given to us not because we request it, but because there is a need. And once you are given a gift, it means that you have to cherish that gift that you have received. If you do not cherish it, it means that sooner or later that gift will be taken from you and you will no longer have access to it. So that is how we as Liberians should see the issue of peace. Based on where we came from, the conflicts that we have had, we need to start taking the issue of peace very seriously in our country because if we played with it, definitely we will end up where we came from. And it is not just a gift, it is also a responsibility on each and every member of this country, be it the president, be it the vice president, be it the legislators, be it the Supreme Court judges, be it the ordinary citizens, the cabinet ministers. Everyone have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the land. So, in order to do that, we have to be observant. We have to be very careful as to how we go about making statements. We have to be very careful as to how we go about making decisions. We need to be very careful as to how we go about inciting others to rise up and do things that may end up in a problem or maybe chaos. Now, as we have just said, peace is a gift and a responsibility. And firstly, we would like to begin with the government's role in maintaining peace in this nation. Now, the government role is to create and protect an environment where all Liberians, I want you to take note of that, where all Liberians, we did not say someone that is part of a specific political party. We did not say a specific religious grouping. We did not say some kind of family member, but we said all Liberians, regardless of tribes, regardless of religion, regardless of political affiliation, where the government can make them to feel safe and respected. And this means ensuring justice is served fairly, making sure that security forces act with integrity, making sure that no one is above the law. Now, that is the responsibility of the government to make sure that they make the citizen of this nation to feel safe irrespective of political affiliation, irrespective of religious groupings, irrespective of your tribal affiliation, irrespective of just whoever or whatever you are. It is the responsibility of the government to make sure that every citizens in this nation are safe. Hmm? And then now we're coming to the responsibility of the citizens in this process. So what is or what are the responsibilities of citizens? And as citizens of Liberia, our responsibility is just as important as the government. Why? Because peace is not only broken on the battlefield, it is broken by hate speech on Facebook. It is broken by tribal insults in marketplaces and political division in communities. Every time we refuse, and take this serious, every time we refuse to see each other as one people, we chip away a bit of unity. And what we are seeing in our country right now is just a example of what we are talking about, right? Every time we get up, we speak ill about a person. Every time we get up and we wish bad for another person, every time we rise up and we just want somebody to be in place that we ourselves will not want to be, we are chipping away a bit of peace and unity in our country. Why? Because as you do that, even if that person will not react to you, there are people who believe in that person. There are people who trust that person. And once they see you coming towards that person, coming against that person to attack their own personality, definitely they will come in response of that person. They will come and want to defend that person to the core. because why? They trust that person, and they will not sit and allow any individual to come and say something wrong or something ill about that person. So the moment we start to speak hate speeches, the moment we start to feel hatred about another person, that alone is a form through which we are chipping away a bit of peace from our nation. And we as Liberians, if we truly mean well for our country, we will put an end to all of what we are doing. Because if we mean well for this nation, the best we can do is to put our hands together with whoever or whatever team that is in leadership and work, give our expertise, give our knowledge, share whatever experience we have with them. And once we begin to do that, it means that we are heading for progress. It means that we are contributing towards the growth and development of our nation. But if we sit if we sit and turn our backs and start to speak ill about an individual or a person or a government that is currently ruling and trying to do what they can to make the country a better one, then definitely it means that we are not doing well for the country. Because as we speak ill, there are people who believe in us, there are people who trust us, and they too will think that, well, since this person that I believe in, since this person that I trust to do the best thing for the country is saying that the people or the group of people that are there now are not doing well, so definitely I don't think that I can invest my resources into whatever it is that this country needs. And because of that, you are stopping development. You are stopping development from coming to the country that you claim to love. That is no way to show love for country. That is no way to show that you care for citizens of that country. Because if you truly do, you will do all you can to make sure that the country keep progressing. Now, the thing about leadership is that what people see that you can contribute is what they will choose you for. It's what, when it comes to election, they will come and vote you for. But if you are a person that just sit and always preach division, always preach separation, always want to bring chaos, people are looking at you. So what do you think now? Do you think that when it comes to elections, those people will see all that you are doing, then they want to say, yeah, this person mean well for the country? Definitely no, they won't do that. They won't say that. So if you are a leader and you want to come in the position where you will lead the country, the best you can do now is to join the folks that are trying to make the country a better one and help them in the process of making the country a better one. Instead of sitting and always castigating, instead of sitting and always bringing about chaos, instead of sitting and always preaching hate speeches. So you have to think about it. You have to think about it. Is this what I want for my country? Is this how I want my country to continue? Think about that, and sincerely within yourself. Is this what you want for the country that you claim to love, the country that you claim to have all of the love for, that you can do anything for, to see this country being a better nation? Is this what you want? What you are doing, is it benefiting the country? Is it moving the country forward? No, because the thing is, let's take this whole issue about government, right? There is a specific time frame for a government to prove to its citizens that yes, indeed, we are qualified. Yes, indeed, you put the best government there, you put the right people there, and we are here to do all we can to make you all feel good. And if that time expires and the citizens of that country who have witnessed the working of that government, who have been impacted, be it negatively or positively, by that government, as they see the working, they get to choose. They get to choose as to whether this government that have been in power have actually worked to encourage us to put them back, or whether this government that have been in power have done nothing to impact our life positively, have not made any positive change, and so because of that, we are not voting them back. And if it happens that way, you then that have been out and showing that yes, indeed, you mean well for the country. You then that have been out and showing that yes, indeed, you love the country. You then that have been out and proving beyond all reasonable doubt that yes, indeed, you can move the country forward. You will be the one now that the citizens will run to. You will be the one now that the citizens will look up to. You will be the one now that the citizens will always want to look to and say, yes, though this person was not at the top of the leadership of the country, but based on the impact that this person has made in the country, based on the sacrifices that this person has made, yes, indeed, we see this person as being someone that we can trust. Yes, indeed, we see this person as being someone that we can put into this position, and we believe that this person will deliver. And that's it. And that's it. So if we as leaders in our country will always want to bring chaos, we always want to speak ill, it means we do not mean well for our country, both the government, both the citizenry. So as I have said this, I want you to ask yourself, I want you to sit and ask yourself this morning, being in Liberia and any other time frame to those who are out of the country. I want you to ask yourself this question: are you promoting peace, especially where you live? Are you, that is, are your conversation building up Liberia or tearing it apart? Sincerely, if you can answer that question and tell as to whether you are truly building up the nation or you are tearing the nation apart, based on the answer that you can give yourself, will give you a new mindset, will give you a new beginning as a person who wants to be on top of leadership. Because you have to understand that if you want Liberia to be great, you have to be a part of the process. If you want Liberia to progress, you have to be a part of the process. No other person can come and say, yes, I want Liberia to progress and I want this to happen. And you there, you have the knowledge, you have the expertise and everything, and you stay back. And all you do is to wait for something wrong to happen. And once something wrong happens, then you come up. You say, yeah, it shouldn't have happened this way. Yeah, it should supposed to happen this way. If I were in that position, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do this. Yes, we understand that you are not in a position, but you have the expertise. So what are you doing to make people to see you and say, yes, indeed, this person has the expertise. This person has the experience. This person is qualified to be in this position. What are you doing? Is it just by sitting and criticizing? Is it just by sitting and making all kind of wrong statement? Is it by sitting and inciting others to get into the street and cause chaos? Is that the peace that you are contributing to? Is that the development that you are contributing to? Knowing fully well that every time people go out to protest, every time people go out to protest, there are discussions. People get wounded in the process. People lost their lives. People lost their properties in the process. And all of that is on you, who claim to be a leader. But because you do not have the heart for the people that you want to support, because you do not have the love for the country that you live in, that you want to lead, you do not care about that. All you care about is to do things that will cause chaos and put you in leadership. So if we continue to do this, with one government come and another one rise up against that government, bring chaos, bring misunderstanding until that government leaves. The next one come, another government opposition rise up again and bring chaos and bring misunderstanding. Where do you think Liberia will lead? Where do you think Liberia is heading if we continue to do this? Where? Absolutely nowhere. And that is why we as citizens, we as stakeholders in the country need to come together as one and do all we can to move our nation forward. Because whatever happens to Liberia today, Liberians will be held responsible. No matter who you are, no matter where you are from. Liberia should be your major concern. Your responsibility to this nation is to keep the peace, unity, and moving the nation forward. Any other thing that you do that will help to bring this country backward means that every day you come up and say you have love for this country, it's lie. It means you are lying to us. Because no one have love for something that will get up every day and want that something to be backward. No one that has a love for something will get up every morning and want it to be a failure. No. So you not being in a leadership position today does not mean that you cannot contribute to the growth and development of the country. It does not mean that. So why then are we doing this? Why then are we doing this? Why? It said that we just believe that we should be the only one in this position, and when any other person comes there, then we want to do all we can to move this person. Is this what should be going on in our country? Should we continue to be doing this? That is the question that I want you to ask yourself. How are you contributing to the peace and development of this nation? How? Sincerely ask yourself, how are you contributing towards the peace and development of this nation? Are you contributing peacefully? Are you contributing to the development, or are you tearing the country down? How? Because it's clear. If you mean well for the country, you will contribute to the growth and development. If you mean well for the country, you wouldn't want to see the country going down in chaos. If you mean well for the country, you will do all you can to make sure that this country become peaceful, that the country is unified, that this country is moving forward. But every morning, every evening, every night you wake up and you just come out to say something bad about the country. And you have people who are supporting you. You have people who have trust in you. You have people who believe in you. So whatever you say, however you say it, those people look at you because they look up to you. They believe in whatever you say. So even if it is an investor that wants to come and invest in the country, because of your statement and because of the trust that that person has in you, they will hold on. Why? Because this person is I have trust in this person. This person is my own good friend. And if this person is making such a statement, it means that I see no reason of investing into this country. Because if I invest, it means that I'm going to lose. So is that how you think you are contributing towards the growth and development of the country? Is that how you think you can contribute towards the progress of the country? Is that the only way you see? Let's agree. Let's agree. The fact is, you had a chance in the helm of leadership, and as you are doing that, you lost. The only reason why you lost was because the people lost confidence in you. Let's forget about the other people. They came and preached politics. They came and put all of the lies and everything. If you were doing what was right, the people were not going to vote you out. They were going to do all they can to keep you there because you are doing what was right. But for the fact that they voted you out is a clear indication that, well, you were not working up to their satisfaction. Now you are out. What are you doing? What are you doing to make these people to see and say, yes, we should have kept this person there. We should have done all we can to make this person stay in this position. What are you doing? Is it by bringing noise? Is it by causing chaos? Is it by stopping investment from coming? Is that what you are doing? And you think that will lead you back to that leadership position? Definitely no. It won't. It won't. So now we as citizens, we have the responsibility to make sure that we keep the peace of our nation. That is our responsibility now. That is what we should be doing. That should be our focus and nothing else. But are we doing it? Are we focusing on that? And the question will be no. So like I said, ask yourself, this question. Am I doing something to promote peace in my country? Am I doing something to promote unity in my country? Am I doing something to bring progress, to bring development to my country? Or am I tearing my country apart? Sincerely ask yourself those questions and answer yourself. And once you answer yourself sincerely from your heart, knowing what is right, you will have a new mindset for Liberia. You will have a new mindset for Liberia. And you will want to do all you can to make sure that this country move forward. But until then, you do not love this country. You do not have the love that you claim to have for this country. You do not have it. Because if you did, your actions will be different. Your actions will be different. And that is what we are saying here on Real Talk Liberia. As we said, we dig deep, we speak to the heart, and we want you, as citizens of this nation, to think positively. There are hardships. There will always be hardship. Hardship is not something that is going to end right now. Why? Because the people we always put our trust in, they will always go there and fail us. And why? It's because we are not putting them there based on what we see they can do, based on the scrutiny we have done about them, based on investigations we have done about them. And so, because we are putting them there based on the $5 or $10 they are giving us. If they come every morning, they give 2 bags of rice. They come the next day, they give 10,000. We see that person as a leader, and so we put them into those positions. And once they get into this position, their focus is to gain whatever they can. And that is just what is happening right now. So if we as Liberians want our country to move forward, we need to do more. Not just voting based on what we can get in our pockets, but voting based on the change that we think a person can make. But voting on because we see this person as someone that can make the needed changes that we need. And it's simple. If Liberians are truly ready, if Liberians are ready for this country to move forward, they have all of the power to do so. You don't need to get in the street to protest. You don't need to take placards. You don't need to take guns. You don't need to take sticks or stone. You have the right as citizens, as residents of various constituencies. If your lawmaker is not doing well, get out together, petition that person, let them leave the position, and let another person get there. That's simple. It's simple as that. But because our focus is just to get $5 or $10 from some kind of politician that only thinking about himself, so when they say get up in the street, we jump up and get in the street. When they say go and protest, we get up and go and protest. When we, as citizens, as residents of various constituencies, have the power in our hand, everything we want to happen in a country, you as a citizen have that power to make it happen. But are you using your power the right way? No, you are not. You are not using your power the right way. Everything that you are doing is totally wrong. Wrong. It's wrong. And why is that? It's because that we have not developed that mindset yet. That we own the government. That you, as a citizen, you own that government. You have every power to make any change you want to make. But because we all have a side that we want to support, because we all have some kind of politician that we have belief in, we do not want to get up. So when one group come up and say this person is not working, there is a need that we see reason how this person can step down. Let's petition this house. Let this person step down. Another group come up and say, no, we will not join you. We will not do this. Why? Because they are receiving $5 or $10 from that person. And how long will that $5 or $10 carry you? What impact will that $5 or $10 have in your life as compared to the looting that is being carried out? As compared to the stealing that is ongoing? Where will it carry you? But yet then still we sit and we see all these things happening instead of all coming together as a country and see how we can move this nation forward. No, we are not doing it. We keep allowing one politician to use us every day. Every day. Today, one politician comes and put us in the street. Tomorrow, another one comes and put us in the street. Why? Because they have a target that they're seeking, that they want to reach, which is to get into leadership. And once they get into those positions, they forget you. They do not care about you anymore. So when the citizens of this nation starts to think, you have the power to make any change that you want. But why are you not using those powers? Instead, you are allowing those people to use you. Why? You have a responsibility to this land. You have a responsibility. And that is to keep the peace, to keep the unity, to keep this country moving on a progressive lane. Likewise, the government has its own part to play to keep the citizens safe, to make sure that there are opportunities, to make sure that every citizen feel at home, irrespective of our political affiliation, irrespective of our tribal background. But are these things happening? Is the government doing what they should be doing? No. Are the citizens playing their part? No. No one is playing their part in this country right now. Everyone is just going helter-skelter. Today we are here requesting for this, tomorrow we are there requesting for another, and when these things that we are requesting for starts to come, we get up again and say, no, we don't want it this way again. No, we don't want it that way again. Why? Because some kind of politician comes to us again and say, the people against us, the people wish hunting us, the people don't want us to do this. So you get up, you rise up, you protest, and we get up again and start to protest. Just being used by politicians each and every day. Each and every day. Is that how we want to be? Is that where we want our country to be? Are we on a path that we should be on? The oldest nation, Africa? Are we on any path? Can we compare ourselves to countries that we are 20, 15 years older than? Can we compare ourselves? No. We are the same humans. The same humans that are living in South Africa, we are the same humans. The same humans that are living in Nigeria, we are the same humans. The same humans living in Ghana, we are the same humans. Same humans living in Sierra Leone, in Africa, in Guinea, we are those same kind of humans. So why then are we not doing what they are doing? Why? Why are we just doing everything different? They have a responsibility to the country, and they stand up each and every day to make sure that they carry out their responsibility. They make sure every day that they do what they can to make their country a better one. So why can't we do it? Why? Why? Why can't we do it? Why? And this is so wrong. It happens each and every day. We see it happening. And still we continue to do it, knowing very well that each time we come and do it, there is no progress. But we still come and do it. Why? Why? And that is the responsibility of the citizens. That is the responsibility of the government we have just talked about. And like we said, we're talking about the responsibility of the government and citizens in keeping the peace and unity of this country. We're also talking about the responsibility of the government and its citizens in maintaining the rule of law in this country. So now, let's talk about the rule of law. And this is one of the most critical pillars of our democracy. And honestly, a one in which most of the time we overlook. Rule of law. We overlook it most of the time. We do not care We do not care. When we talk about this rule of law, we are talking about everyone being subject to the same rule. And that is one thing in our culture that we are not seeing. And we will not see it now. We are not even prepared for it to happen. Why? Because the elite classes, those with statuses in the country, will always be above the law. They will always be above the law. From the president down to the average citizen, the Lord, we all should be abiding by the Lord. The Lord should treat each and every one of us the same way. But we are not seeing that in our country. It is far different from Mama Liberia. Far different. Why? Because we have the elite classes. We have those with status. And we have the common man. I'm not talking about like other common men. I'm not other common men. I'm talking about the real common people. Those are the people where the justice system have neglected. Those are the people where the rule of law applies on each and every day. Waba, the elite classes, the law does not seize them. They do what they can, do what they want. And even if they are doing it, they say, take me to the law. Take me to the law. Nothing will come out of it. And believe me, that will exactly be the case. You take someone with status in this country to the law, the justice system will delay you to the extent that you yourself will just forget it. They will delay you because they know very well that that person is in the same caliber with them. So all they do most of the time, they just say, come back, come back, come back. And that person will keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Knowing fully well that the person does not have the finance to keep doing that. And so they say, let's play on this person. As we go about it, they will get tired because they don't have the money to keep coming. And that is exactly what we see each and every day in our country. Should that be the case? No. No. The rule of law should apply to all, irrespective of class, irrespective of tribe, irrespective of religion, irrespective of political affiliation. But sad to say for my country, Mama Liberia, it is not happening that way. There is a whole different thing that is going on. A whole different thing that is going on. So what then can we do? What then can we say? And to be real, most Liberians, feel that the law is not being applied to them equally as compared to the politician and to the big people who most of the time they work free while the poor suffer. Even minor offenses, those who cannot afford, the real common man, they suffer. While people with classes, the elite class, those with status, they walk away free. And there is a common example every day. Even the little child knows about that. It comes to the issue of stealing. We are not saying embezzlement. We're not making it big. Because according to the musician, embezzlement only applies to the big people. But when they say stealing, it means that the small man, the common man. The common man will steal not less than 5,000 Liberian dollars. And if care is not taken, he will be beaten to death. And if he or she should reach the legal system, he will be put behind bar for maybe the rest of his life if no one is paying attention. But we have people with classes, people with status, the big people, they steal millions of $1 million plus. And at times, the only punishment you have is that, well, the person was suspended from their office, the person retired, the person is not working anymore. But that same person will still be passing around in the country, moving left and right. Is that what we call justice? Is that what we call respecting the rule of law? That is not it. Another example, and that is something that just happened recently concerning the arson case at the Capitol building, where lawmakers were arrested. But before those lawmakers were arrested, other common citizens, other common workers, other common staffers were arrested and placed into jail behind bars. They have spent almost 5 to 6 months behind bars. No one have gotten up to talk for them. No one have gotten up to plead for them. No one have gotten up to pay a bond for them. But the moment a lawmaker got arrested, the whole country turned upside down. In less than 2 days, a bond was paid and they were released on bond. Just imagine that. And apart from that, those same people that have been released on bond, they are linked to the same people that are still in jail. So why then will you release one group because they find themselves in a high class, they have power, and then you leave the common man in a prison dying? And this is what at times I said and I say, you out there, our youth, you got to think. You got to think. These people are only using you, and after they have used you, every condition, every consequences that come, you will be the one to bear it, and they will not come to talk for you. They will not come to pay any bond for you. And this is just an example. You have the guys there in prison 3, 4, 5 months. They are there. No one is talking about paying their bond fee. No human rights organization have gotten up to speak for them. No civil society organization has spoken for them. No advocate has spoken for them. But the moment lawmakers were arrested for the same reason and placed behind bars, the whole country started to talk for them. What does this show? Why are we showing? Does the rule of law apply to all? No. I will say no, it is not. It does not apply to all. The rule of law only affects the common man, the little man that cannot afford. But once you are high and mighty, once you are in high class, the law does not even come around you. You are a big person and you can move on. You can move on. And this is why most Liberians believe that the rule of law does not apply to all. It does not apply to the politicians. It does not apply to the cabinet ministers. It does not apply to them. It only applies to the common man in the country. Those are the people that the rule of law applies to. Because when people lose faith in justice, if people lose faith in justice, they take justice into their own hands. And that is when societies start to come apart. And we are seeing the example. It is coming clear. It is glaring of what is happening in our country now. These days, people are jumping on law enforcement officers to fight. People are refusing to be taken to jail by law enforcement officers. Why? Because they no longer believe in the justice system. They feel and believe that if I trust the system, I will be let down. I will be let down. And so because of that, they want to take everything in their own hand. Somebody do wrong to me here today, I jump and the person will fight him. If I have steak, I beat them with it. If I have knife, I juke them with it. And that is what is happening in our country now. Nobody wants to trust the justice system. Why? Because the legal system is not applying to all. It only applies to the little men. And that is one thing that we need to work on. There is a need that we start to work on this.
There is a need that we begin to speak to this. Why? Because if we do not, believe me, in time to come, this country will become so lawless. This country will become so lawless that anyone will get up and do anything. Now, what we are seeing, people are walking in the street with cutlasses, with guns, and robbing people broad daylight. And people are sitting and seeing it happening, and nothing is being done. That is where the country is heading to right now. Why? Because no one has respect for the rule of law anymore. And we sit each and every day and see these things happening, and yet then we say nothing about them. Where is this country heading? We have our responsibilities as citizens. Likewise, the government has its own responsibility. And no one of the both groups are living or keeping up to their responsibility. But yet and still, we still expect the country to be good. Yet and still, we still expect the country to be correct. How is that possible? If you are not respecting the one thing that you should respect above all, the rule of law, then where then do you expect the country to go? Absolutely nowhere. Nowhere. And we see these things, we take it to be common. We see these things, we overlook it. We see these things, we pay no attention to them. Why? Because we feel that it has become a normal thing in Liberia. And so we just allow it happen. Let it happen. That normal thing, it been happening before. So when it happens now, it will not be strange. It will not be strange. But should that be the case? Should that be the case? Should we be doing this? Should we be doing this? That is the question. And the answer is no. And the answer is no. This should not be happening in our country. But yet and still, we see it happening. And we consider it to be normal. We see it happening each and every day. And we consider it to be nothing. Why? Because we have gotten so used to it. We have gotten so used to it that we see nothing wrong. We see nothing wrong. And because of that, it keeps happening. It keeps happening. And as it happens and it gets wrong, and that is when you see people want to come up and wants to say something else. Every time these things happen, someone get up and say it's the government fault. It's the government fault. This person is responsible. That person is responsible. Forgetting to know that each and every one of us have a part to play in this process. There is no one person responsibility in this case. Every one of us have a part to play. And if we do not play that part well, Liberia will continue on the path that it is on right now. There will be no change, there will be no progress, there will be no development, and unity will not be. But chaos will now become the order of the day. So on this program today, Real Talk Liberia, this is a call. This is a call to all Liberians, irrespective of tribes, irrespective of religion, irrespective of political affiliation. All Liberians, it is about time that we sit and think and ask ourselves, what do we want for our country? What do we want for our country? It's about time that we sit and ask ourselves, do we want our country to continue in a path of chaos? Do we want our country to continue in a path of noise, backwardness, failure? Is that what we want for our country? Is that what we want for our country? That is the questions we need to start asking ourselves. Ask yourself, as a citizen of this nation, how am I contributing towards the peace? How am I contributing towards the unity? How am I contributing towards the progress of this nation? How? It's about time that we start to ask ourselves this question. Because if this country go down the drain today, every Liberian will be held responsible. If this country fail today, every Liberian will be held responsible. Why? Because we all have a part to play, and we are not playing those parts. We are not playing those parts. We allow ourselves to be used. We allow ourselves to be used each and every day for nothing. And that is wrong. So on this program today, I just want to make this call to every Liberian, wherever you are, wherever you are from, whatever political party you belong to, whatever religious background you have, tribal background, let's leave that all aside and come together and do what we can do to make this country a great one. Let's make this country a great one once again. Make this country a respected country once again. Every day you get up, you see other countries around us now are dragging this country. This country that used to be respected all around the world. Where are we now? We have allowed greed to overtake us. We have allowed hatred to overtake us. And it's about time that we put an end. It's about time that we move forward and start to build this land and make it a great one again. And that is the call today on this program, Real Talk Liberia, with me, David Siwalu. I am your host, and this program comes your way every morning at 10 o'clock Liberian time, and we discuss issue of major concern, issue that are making impact on our country, be it negative or positive. We discuss them. Why? Because we want our nation to become a better one. We don't want to continue on the path that we are on, a path of failure, a path of setback, a path of chaos. We no longer want to continue on this path. And that is why the program Real Talk Liberia is here for you, where we all can talk together. You can leave your comment, and we have ourselves interactive discussion. So if you're just joining us, a pleasant welcome to you. And I would like to say many thanks to all those who commented, many thanks to all those who shared, many thanks to all those who following. I'm grateful, and we hope that we can continue to do this as we move our nation forward. Because in everything that we do, Liberia comes first. Liberia comes first. You may be getting whatever it is that you are getting today, but the best you can do is not to think of yourself. The best you can do is to think of others. And as we close this episode of Real Talk Liberia, I want us to remember this. Peace is not automatic. Unity requires sacrifice. And the rule of law must be respected by all Liberians, irrespective of your background. And most of all, national progress begins with personal responsibility. So it is about time that we all start to take responsibility. It is about time that we start to do that. And to the government, lead with integrity. To the citizens, live with purpose and discipline. We only have one Liberia. So let's face it, we only have one Liberia. So let's face it. And on this light, I would like to say many thanks to all of you for following this broadcast. My name is David Golson Siwalu, and this is the program Real Talk Liberia on Image TV. And keep following us, keep sharing, and keep helping us to build this platform as we ourselves do our best in whatever way we can. Thanks for being there as I was here, and do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye bye.